A lot of you are at the point where this is no longer about you. Your kingdom spouse journey is no longer about you. It's now about Jesus. You have reached to that point where you're not proving your loyalty and your love to Jesus. Let me explain why. So first, when God gives you this marriage promise or show you who your person is, now you are excited. That moment, that long period of time, you are doing this for yourself because you are excited that God has revealed your spouse to you, that this person you are in love with is actually your future husband or your future wife. Now, in that period of time, you are literally doing this for yourself, for your feelings, for your own benefit. That's why in those periods of time, it was easier for you to follow God's guidance, for you to do what God has asked you to do, to be obedient to God about this promise. Now, when that phase is over, God will let you enjoy that phase, okay? And those phases is actually the phase where God, communicate with you more, confirm things to you more, talk to you more to make this thing clear to you that this person is your kingdom spouse. Anytime you ask, a confirmation just like this, he will give it to you. Now, when that phase is over, remember, God always going to test you when he gives you an assignment. He will always going to test your obedience, your faith, okay? So what he's going to do is he will accrue disappointment with your kingdom spouse over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where you get completely fed up with the situation, where you don't want nothing to do with them. You just want to move on with your life. Like, you literally hate this man or this woman. You just don't want to see them. You don't want to hear about them. You don't want to pray for them no more. You just want, someone new to move on with your life. That's where the counterfeit comes in. God will allow the enemy to send you the counterfeit, the perfect man or woman. And now, he will also allow the enemy to attack your faith in those seasons. Because he knows what's going to happen. He knows what you're gonna do anyway. But he just doing all this. He is allowing the enemy to do all this to you to prove yourself to yourself. To prove that now, because it's no longer about your feelings, now because it's no longer about your love, your needs, it's no longer about you. Let's see, he want to prove this to you, to say, let's see what you're going to do, to prove to yourself, because he already know what you're going to do. You say you're going to stand for this person. Now he's showing you. He's letting all this thing happen to show you, to prove to yourself, hey, you say you're going to stand regardless. You say you love me. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen when you no longer want this man no more. When you no longer, want this relationship no more. When you are, this man has broken you to pieces multiple times, over and over again. Let's see if you're still going to choose to stand for my sake. Because you said that you love me. Let's see how your love is when it's no longer about you. Thank you, Lord. When it's no longer about you, let's see how let's see what you're gonna do when this promise is no longer about you, when you're fed up with it. A lot of you are in this season right now. You are past where it used to be all about you and your feelings, where it's no longer about you. He want to prove this to you. He want to prove yourself to yourself. Are you still going to choose to stay when it's no longer about you? Are you still going to show me how much you love me, regardless of, if you want this man or not? Are you still going to stand because I ask you to stand for this person? Because of because of me? Because you want to be obedient to me? Because you love me? A lot of you are in this stage right now. It's no longer about you. Now you are in the stage where God wants you to prove to him how much you love him in standing regardless of if you want this promise or not. If you said, you love God, if you have opened your mouth and said, God, I love you, I will do anything, you ask me to do, I will be obedient to you. Now is the time. Oh, baby, I know that it is hard. I have been there. It is hard. But a lot of you are in this stage right now. God is testing your faith. God is, proving yourself to yourself to prove to him how much you love him. Because he has claimed that you love him now, it's time to do it in action. Which is standing in his promise. Which is stay praying for this man or this woman, regardless of the feelings you have for this person, regardless how fed up you are with the whole situation. Now, if you truly love God, you're gonna choose to stand for this man or this woman anyway, because you have to prove to God it was never about the man or the woman itself. It was never about your feelings yourself. You have to prove to God that it was all about him. Yes, a part was about you, but now because he has lost this, feelings, he has lost this desire of this whole relationship, this promise, you still going to stand if you want to show to God how much you love him, how much you are willing to go for him. Now is the time. Are you still going to do that? Are you still going to be obedient? You guys are in that stage right now. I know you want to give up. A lot of you are about to settle down with the counterfeit. It is a test. Do not fall for it. God is testing you to prove you have done your part, where it was all about you. Now it's all about me. Exactly. That's the correct word. It was all about you before. That's why you were obedient. Any time of the night or day when God asks you to fast or pray for this person, it's like this because your feelings was in it. Your emotion was in it. You was in it. Now you're out. Now let's do it for God. Let's try God. Let's try to do it for God this time. Can we do that? So please do not fall this test because we are close to our breakthroughs.